Yeah, he's looking at me.
Okay, here we go. Hey, everybody, welcome to Sex Shows about.
Hey, everybody, this is Miles.
You always try to match my level there. Is that the deal?
I sometimes try that, yes.
I sometimes try that.
I sometimes do.
So what people don't realize is over the last couple weeks, I've been on vacation and we recorded ahead.
Bob was on Fire Island for 2 weeks.
That's right, for 2 weeks. That's right.
2 weeks. With some friends he knows.
I do have a Fire Island story, actually.
I bet you do.
So, yeah, I was on vacation
Yeah.
and we recorded a few shows ahead for that. And so now we're back to week to week. So
We're back.
Yeah,
We're back.
in that 2 weeks, Miles forgot we were going to record last night, so we're on Tuesday instead of Monday.
I forgot about the whole show.
Yeah, he just forgot everything. This is like, I can only imagine at your work, you know, when you take a day off or something. What? I was supposed to do what?
What?
They give you, you're like one of those people with memory problems. They give you a little card. Miles, you got to answer your phone and your email.
I know, it's getting like that.
You're like, what? I don't know about email.
What?
You're kidding me.
What?
So I'm probably going to tell you stories about. I went to Los Angeles for a few days, and then I went on to another destination. But I got a few Los Angeles or getting to Los Angeles and Los Angeles stories. Some of them are quick, and some of them are longer. But the first one is. So we had living here in St. Louis, and so we had a flight from St. Louis to Los Angeles International Airport, and
LAX.
LAX, that's correct. And so, you know, it's funny how, you know, I don't want to do one of these, you know, men are from Mars, women are from Venus kind of things or whatever the hell it is. But we packed for this trip. We're going to be gone basically a little longer than a full week, let's say.
Right.
And I have like this little piece of luggage that I have recently acquired because we lost all our luggage because of the fire, and I haven't replaced it because I haven't gone anywhere because of COVID. So I finally replaced my travel bag, which is a small, it'd be like a carry-on bag. It's a hard-sided thing that has wheels and whatnot.
Right.
And then my wife got the bigger version of that. And so then I packed in the little suitcase, and then she packed in the big suitcase.
Big boys.
Yeah, big boys, which is not a carry-on. And so I'm like, well, what do you want to do? And she's like, well, we're going to check the hard suitcases, and then I've got this other bag I'm going to use as a carry-on. And she's like, what are you going to do? And I'm like, I go, well, I don't really have a carry-on, but I'm going to take my iPad, so I'll probably just carry that on so I can watch a movie or something while we're flying. And so she's like, okay, so we're all set, right? And now her carry-on is this, it's like a duffel bag that's, I don't know, it seemed kind of large to me for a carry-on, but whatever. It's, you know, kind of a big frilly looking, you know, lady duffel bag kind of situation. And I can't remember. It's some designer. It's flowery. Anyway. And so we go to get on the plane. I've got this little tiny bag that fits an iPad, and that's about it, with a couple of cables for charging and whatnot. And it's got a strap on it, so I sling it over my back. And she's got this big hulking duffel bag that's probably half as tall as she is if you put it on the ground, you know.
Holy
And
crap!
yeah, and so we start getting on the plane, and it's got handles that you can put it over your shoulder, right? So she
Yeah.
puts it over the shoulder and she starts clocking people in the head with it, walking down
Oh.
the aisle. So about 6 rows in, I have to take the bag away from her because she keeps hitting people in the head.
Oh my god!
And I'm like, honey,
God.
let me take that. Let me take that from you. And she goes, oh, okay, because it's kind of heavy because it's got a lot of shit in it, you know. And so then I kind of orient it so that it looks like I'm walking down the aisle with this giant duffel bag wiener or whatever, you know. And
Oh my god!
so she's kind of a little bit of a nervous flyer, not totally nervous, but you know.
Yeah.
And so, you know, she's not even paying attention. These poor people are like, their necks are getting bent because they're getting hit with this. Thankfully, everything was kind of soft. It wasn't like she had a hairdryer in there or anything.
Where can we see this on TikTok? Can we see this on TikTok?
Sure, I'm
It's
sure.
got to be on TikTok somewhere.
Some asshole lady come bashing into my head. So from that point on in the trip, I carried that bag around the airport. So I had this big flowery bag that I was carrying around for the rest of the trip because of that incident.
Wiener.
What's that?
With your giant wiener.
Yeah, my giant wiener duffel bag. My Vera Wang duffel bag. And so we get on the plane, and whenever I haven't flown a lot, but whenever I've flown, I always like to either get in the exit row, or I go all the way to the back of the plane, right? I'm not futzing around with the front of the plane because everybody's like jockeying for position, you know, for whatever. I'm like, you know, pick your poison. Let's either do the exit row so I have more leg room, or let's go to the back of the plane so that there's nobody behind me, because I don't want to get kicked or punched or, you know, people wiggling around in their chair. And so we decide to go to the back of the plane. And we lucked out because, you know, right now if you fly, pretty much every flight is full, 100%, every seat taken.
Right.
We got lucky, and there was like 5 seats that didn't get taken, and nobody sat by us, so we had 3 seats to ourselves, which was fantastic.
All had headaches.
Yeah, that's right. They're all like, "Oh my god, that woman is going to hit me." And so then we get all settled in and are waiting for the plane to fill up, and then kind of kitty corner, like a row or two from the back, I don't want to say they were a couple necessarily, but these younger people sit there, and this guy is flamboyantly gay. Like he's talking, and I guess he was nervous. I don't know how to explain it other than he's like, "Hey everybody, back of the plane, the place to be, hey."
Oh boy. Oh.
Right? And so it's him and his friend. And it was a woman he was traveling with, but him and his friend, and he's talking, and there's like a little kid back there. Hey, little boy, we're gonna have the best flight ever. Right? And and so then he does this for like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. You know, and it's singing a song, and he's doing then he's talking, hey everybody, you know, and it's gonna be, you're gonna either love it or you're gonna hate it. Ooh, woo, woo. And Christ. I'm like, oh my god, you know. I mean, if people want to express themselves, I don't care, but keep it to a minimum. You know what I mean? You don't need you don't need to be telling everybody around you. As soon as we get into, he's chatting up the stewardesses and you know, and asking about the drink service, and as soon as we get, the plane starts taxiing and gets ready to take off, right, you know, As soon as we hit that takeoff, he shuts up. I don't even hear him for the rest of the goddamn flight. I don't know if he's scared as hell or what the problem was, but
yeah,
he didn't hear a peep. And then we land. Hey, everybody!
Oh Christ!
So while we're waiting to get off the plane, he goes through his whole shtick again. But it was hilarious. While we were flying, I don't think he said 2 words. He did get several drinks because I noticed that, but I don't think he said very much, and he certainly didn't say it loud enough for everybody around him to hear it. And I'm like, I thought this was going to be a whole singing Kumbaya or some shit the whole time. Because he had a keyboard that was his carry-on, and I thought, he's going to bust this shit out, And but no, he shut up for the whole flight, and then as soon as the plane was on the ground and the landing was done, he pepped back up and started talking again. It was the most bizarre thing I think I've ever seen, but that was weird. We did not hit him in the head with the bag. He came on after us. So.
Did you share an Uber with him at any point?
No. We actually had a rental car. So
hey, we're in the Uber.
Hey. Split an Uber. So now we can. My wife and I could both say we've driven in New York City and we've driven in Los Angeles. So 2 of the biggest.
You
cities,
have.
Yeah, biggest cities around. So
you have.
But so we were there because my daughter is living there now, and we went to see her for a little bit on our tour there. And so we got there and got our car and got checked in and everything. And we were trying to we wanted to get something to eat, but we didn't want to, it was just something quick. And so I happened to find this place called Cassell's Hamburgers, which is a really old, like from the 40s, hamburger place in downtown Los Angeles. Not quite downtown, just outside of downtown Los Angeles. And it was in this corner of a hotel, oddly enough, and it was just really quite interesting because it was so old. And so we walked to it because it was just not too far from where we were staying at. Right. And I think Mr. Cassell himself waited on us because the hamburger place is they have much like St. Louis has like the Bosnian area and the Latino area. In Los Angeles, they have Koreatown, which is like Chinatown, but it's all Korean people kind of settled there. Right. And this hamburger place is in Koreatown. So it kind of stands out when there's this older Jewish-looking gentleman at Cassell's Hamburgers who waits on us. He obviously was the owner. And it was kind of funny to have that while we were walking around and basically everybody else was Korean. So it was kind of an interesting dynamic there. Because I think he was there before it was called Koreatown, is my guess.
Oh, okay.
His establishment or his parents' establishment or whatever. So but he waited on us, and it was really good. If you're ever in Los Angeles and Koreatown, but the hilarious thing is like all the signs on all the buildings are in Korean. A lot of them are. And so some of them are not, like some of them have both Korean and English, and some of them are just Korean. So
are they like those trick like hats, like you flip it upside down?
No, go fuck yourself, those hats.
Yeah, it doesn't say.
Yeah. Yeah. So we actually stayed in Koreatown at a hotel in Koreatown, and we were coming back from Cassell's. And we walk into the lobby, and I swear to God that BTS was in the house there, which I don't know if you know about K-pop at all, but there's, K-pop? Do you know K-pop at all?
I don't know what that is.
Okay. Well, the BTS had a thing at McDonald's for a while. You might have saw that. They're a Korean boy band, and K-pop is like Korean pop music, and it's very popular right now. And we walk in, and there's all these kids, young kids, Korean kids who have like their hair dyed and everything, and they're all hanging out in the lobby here at this hotel, which is kind of funny. So I thought I walked into BTS, which was kind of a thing. But the other thing was, as we go forward, as we go forward,
I picture you.
what?
I picture you as Eastwood in Gran Torino. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
thinking,
no,
but,
I didn't care. I didn't care. I was just like, I'm like, hey, this is weird. And so they had a restaurant.
Hey, we're in Koreatown. Hey. No, that's right.
I had Korean barbecue. It was really good. We ate at a restaurant. I think it was called Brothers Barbecue. But anyway, I think we were the only non-Koreans in the whole restaurant. But it was really good. I don't know if you've ever had that, but it was really good. They cook it at your table. It's like it's not like Benihana. It's like you're sitting at a table, and in the center of your table is a gas grill that they throw meat on, and you cook it, and then you eat it.
Right.
Yeah, it was really good. So we came back from dinner, and there was a restaurant at the back of the lobby of the hotel, and so we're walking to go to the elevators, and this woman comes out of the restaurant with her shirt all the way up, exposing her bra. She comes out. She's like, flash me your bra. She almost had her shirt over her head.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
And then she turns and walks into the bar. I don't know what was going on, but it was a weird happenstance. I just got a couple more short things here for California, and then I'll be done. But I don't know if you're enjoying these that much. So we decided to go.
Was she nice?
What?
Were her boobies nice? Was her boobies nice?
No, she was like a 60-year-old Korean woman.
Oh, well, they still could be nice, I guess.
I don't know. I was like, what the hell's going on? This woman's got her taking her shirt off in the lobby.
Yeah, why not? They're a friendly people. They are.
I believe you. So we went up to Santa Monica one day because we wanted to see the beach and everything, and that's where I told you earlier. I said that's the Santa Monica Boardwalk is where Three's Company shot their intro for the second season, I think, and so forth. And one year they were at the zoo, one year they were on the boardwalk, and so forth.
Oh yeah.
And so we went up that way to see some stuff. And we wanted to get some lunch, so we go into this lunch spot, and there's this totally inept host who was working there. So there was a guy and a girl, a man and a woman, at the hostess station, and we put our name in because it was busy, and so then we're waiting, and this guy he steps forward. He's like, Smith, party two, Smith. Is there anybody here for and then he stands there for a minute, and then he steps back, and he goes to the woman he's working with. He's like, Smith's not here. They're not. And then she grabs something out of his hand or whatever, kind of disgruntledly, and she goes, Smith, party of two, and they hop up and come over to
my God.
he did that. He did it like he was so soft talking. He was like, oh yeah, welcome. She gave him the menus and had him seat the people, but he was like talking like Michael Jackson or something. It was hilarious.
Gee, Biff.
Yeah. So this is my last one for LA, but we had been gone all day doing stuff, and we come back to the hotel and go up the elevator. Nobody flashed me this day, and we get to the door of our hotel room. Everything's fine, right? And then I open the door, and it's like this giant fart smell in our room comes rushing out into our faces, right? And my wife goes, Bob, oh my God, Bob, what's wrong with you?
Oh my God.
Because she hates. I've told you stories about my gas, and I'm like, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me, man. It was Barbarino.
And she's like, oh my God. Well, it wasn't me, and I don't know what happened, but I guess while we were gone, something vented out of the toilet or out of the shower or something. Our room was filled with this fart smell. But as soon as we got in there, after we opened the door, it dissipated.
That's weird.
I don't think the cleaning people farted in there, but it was weird. It was just right at the door, and then once you kind of fan the door, to open it and close it, it all dissipated. But I'm like, this is the most bizarre thing. The hotel was a slightly older hotel. You told us about the Congress in Chicago, right?
Right.
And we went and stayed there when we went to Chicago. Well, this was like the Congress, but in Los Angeles.
Okay.
It was an older hotel, but it was still fairly nice, clean.
Yeah.
And that's where we stayed. But yeah, it was like staying at the Congress, but in Los Angeles, if you can imagine.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it was very, but it was dated, a little bit older.
Yeah.
And they had this sign on the bathroom, which was in Korean and in English. And it had two signs, one on the door of the bathroom, on the inside door, and one on the wall, the back wall of the bathroom. Now, the one on the door said, "Don't put any paper down the toilet."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm like, how are we supposed to use this toilet if you don't put any paper down it?
Yeah, right.
And I think it was some translation error, because then the other sign just basically said, "Don't flush your pads down the toilet."
Mm-hmm.
Because when we checked in, the lady at the desk hardly spoke any English. She only spoke Korean. And so we were like, we checked in, and my wife checked in and everything. And I'm like, we're supposed to have valet parking there. And we're like, we just pulled up into a spot that was open at the front. And nobody was out there, so we came in, and my wife's like, where should we park? Is there the valet? She's like, are you out of the way? And then we're like, yeah. She's like, okay, don't worry. And so
that's it.
So we had our car there, the rental there, and it was literally out the front door in a parking spot, and we left it there all day, and nobody said anything. Yeah.
That's the best hotel ever.
That's what I thought. Oh, and here's the kicker for the hotel. So,
I'll take the park smell any day. If I have good parking.
Oh, I mean, we parked there every day, and they never kicked us out. And they never gave us a ticket. So
it's a trade-off: park smell or good parking.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was free too. It was part of the stay. But the other thing, the kicker was, and I know, I'm sure that whenever you travel with your wife, you get the job of going to find things at odd hours. And so, of course, somebody was thirsty, and they're like, go see if they have a Diet Coke anywhere, right? And so then now it becomes my task to go find a Diet Coke somewhere in this building. And I knew that when we walked in, I had spied a little refrigerator kind of off the lobby, like in some hotels now, they have like a little area with snacks and drinks and things. And there was. And so I went down there, and sure enough, they had Diet Coke. It was in this little thing. I'm in Koreatown, Los Angeles, just not too far from downtown. Do you want to take a guess how much that Diet Coke cost me?
Oh, shit. There. $6.
That would be a good guess, but you would be way off. It cost me $1.
What?
They even had a sign. Soda's $1, water $1, coffee, like cold coffees, were $2, and iced tea was $2.
This is the best hotel ever.
Well, if you go to Los Angeles, I'll give you the name of it. You can stay there.
I will stay there.
I bought 5 drinks because I said, I don't care if we don't even drink them. I'm buying 5 drinks. They were all cold.
These are coming home to St. Louis.
I'm like, I'm down here. I'm gonna get drinks. And then they even had like candy for $1, and they had a cup of noodles. They had everything. Had a little microwave. So yeah, I was like, my wife couldn't believe it either. I came upstairs and I go, guess how much this soda costs? And she's like, like you, she's like $5 or $4 or $5. I go, $1. She's like, get out! You can't believe it. I can't even get $1 soda in Columbia, Missouri.
You
For
can't.
Christ's sake,
I know you can't.
impossible. So I don't know what racket was going on there, but it was good for me.
The gas station here, I think it's like $2.30 for a frickin' bottle. Man.
I know, it's crazy. So yeah, $1 for a soda. You can, and I bought a couple waters and a couple sodas and stuff, and they actually had a refrigerator in our room too, so that was good deal.
Nice, nice.
But that was my my Los Angeles leg of the trip.
Yeah.
So yeah, but you know, it was interesting. I'll tell you that. I did not get panhandled in Los Angeles, even though I did walk by some people.
I was hoping. I was so hoping. I was like, God, please. It's just not a, lament vacation without panhandling and you being all weird.
I'll tell you, I did not see anybody. I did not see. When we drove around, you could see the homeless shelters and people around, but not in Koreatown. We walked all through Koreatown. Not all through it, but we walked in that area quite a bit, not just to Cassell's, but to other places. And there wasn't anybody. I didn't see anybody who was looked homeless, or there was no shelters or whatever. But when we drove, like if you drove, you'd just see them all over the place. So
wow.
The weather was beautiful, though. I mean, the weather was just fantastic out there. So I could see why. Nice. If I'm going to be homeless, I think I'd go out there just for the weather.
Yeah. Just deal with it.
Yeah. You get anything? You got anything for this week?
I don't. How long are we today? Are we pretty long right now?
Yeah, but you can give us a story.
Okay, so I've been traveling a lot, not as cool as
Well, I know you were. Are you talking about going to Chicago again, or?
No, I was. My son had a conference to go to, and I was the plus one.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yes.
We were gone for a week, and
you were gone for a week. He had to go for a whole week.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess it was Tuesday through Friday. I guess
so that's a whole week, pretty much.
And I was pretty much on my own, so I was exploring, and.
Did you take your car or his car?
Mine, because he doubted his driving skills. And I said, well, it's really not that hard, but I will, whatever. I'll
show
drive,
for you.
I'm the Uber,
Little Lord Fauntleroy.
And yeah, really, right? And so I noticed there was kind of a street not too far from ours. Excuse me. And because of some construction, it kind of dead-ended. It wasn't normally a dead-end street, but there was a couple hotels and some restaurants and a gas station. I go, oh, man, I love this gas station. No one's here. My favorite, Right? I hate going to busy gas stations. I hate busy gas stations.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, I look and I go, oh, wow, there's a Chili's across the street. I go, shit, I haven't had Chili's in freaking years. I love Chili's.
Were you singing the song? Chili's, baby, bakery.
Yeah, I was so excited. I mean, I just was like, oh my God, Koreatown. Oh. No, so I was like, the first day he got done early, I go, hey, my treat, I just found Chili's literally right across the street, across the highway. I explained to him the setup like I did you, and he's like, yeah, that sounds all right, because there's no traffic once you get off there. I was like, okay, and we're bullshitting. He's telling me about his day, and we pull in, and we go into the restaurant, and we are seated, and we order, and the gentleman, brings us our order, and the food was, okay. It wasn't great, It was like, okay. Yeah. And nothing really clicked in my head that was anything wrong. I don't know why. Nothing clicks in my head that it's wrong. Something's off, but I haven't, it's not as serious, right? It's like some movie, like Silence of the Lambs, where you just realize that you're like in the killer's house. You're like, oh, shit.
You start looking around and it all starts, wait a minute, there's the yarn, there's the thread, there's a moth.
Moth, yeah, I know. I'm like, So we go to leave, and we're walking, and I glance to the right, and the restaurant next to us, that was Chili's.
Where would you eat at?
We were at a Mexican restaurant next to Chili's.
How the hell can you confuse? Didn't you look at the menu?
Well, I thought they changed up the menu because I'm like, wow, this is really going more to like a Mexican menu. I go, well, that's really kind of weird. But I didn't question it. I thought, well, some places do change up their menu. You know, I thought, well, okay.
There's no big Chili's logo on the menu. It said like Dos Amigos or something.
Yeah, it did not even click in my head. Did not ever for once, like seriously click in my head that something was like I'm like, oh, they got like an all Spanish, like Latino, staff here. I go, wow, okay. And then it was like all started making sense. Like, wait a minute.
Your son didn't even think about this either. He didn't go, Dad, this isn't a Chili's.
No, we were just having such a good time bullshitting, It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it was chile frijole or something, yeah.
I could not believe it. My God. We were laughing so hard with tears in our eyes. I'm like, my God, this is the stupidest thing. I'm like, holy crap.
Wait a minute. This guy doesn't have enough pieces of flair. This must not be a Chili's.
I don't know. I cannot explain to you what happened. Like, we just entered a weird universe.
Well, I'm sorry it wasn't as good as you wanted, But you didn't get the baby back ribs, so,
No, I got some crappy bland tasting burrito.
I can see you berating the waiter. Did you get rid of the baby back ribs? What's going on?
Where's the awesome blossom?
And the guy goes,
awesome blossom.
The guy goes, no baby back ribs, amigo.
I want my baby back, baby back.
He's like all confused. He's like, we got this fat white guy in the corner, keeps asking for ribs. We're like, what? Doesn't he know it's a Mexican restaurant?
Right.
Oh my gosh. So, well, I'm sorry it wasn't very good.
Well, that's the worst. The footnote to the story is like a couple nights later, we're trying to figure out where to eat because he's got like that thing where he gets reimbursed.
Right. He gets a per diem.
Per diem, yeah. Yes. So he gets to eat free. I have to pay for mine.
Right. Well, no. What you do is you find out how much his per diem is, and No.
We did not do that.
You didn't do that?
No, we did not cheat anybody. No one got cheated.
Oh, okay.
And this, as a footnote, a few nights later, we had talked about, Texas Roadhouse. He goes, oh yeah. He goes, there's one around here somewhere. Right? I go, yeah, I saw it.
And we ended up at the Waffle House.
Yeah, the Waffle. True story. We pull up to the restaurant. He goes, Dad? He goes, yeah, what? He goes, this is Outback. I'm like, oh my fucking God. Jesus
Christ. What is wrong with you?
I stroked out, man. I was like,
what is going on with you? God.
Oh my God. I was in some alternate universe. I'm telling you, everything just kept changing, man. I was like,
yeah, I think this is a Texas Roadhouse. I see. What is that? A kangaroo? That's the symbol of the Texas Roadhouse. I know it is.
When do they get topless waitresses? What the hell is that?
That's right.
Anyway, but my gosh.
Yeah, I would hate for you to go to Hooters.
Yeah, I know.
Who knows where you'd end up at?
This is Dunkin' Donuts.
That's right. Yeah, no, I was thinking you'd be at the diner with Flo and Alice.
Yeah. Kiss my grits.
Kiss my grits. You're like, I thought this was Hooters. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
What did you?
Yes.
Like smoke opium all day or something to pick your son up for dinner?
I was so jazzed up because I was by myself like all day. I was visiting different places in town. And,
yeah.
Visiting places and
I got free internet at the hotel.
Yeah. No, I hardly watched
This day can do no wrong.
No.
You want the Roadhouse, son?
You want Korean barbecue?
Koala Bunker? What the fuck?
Koala.
Jesus Christ. Where am I at? I thought we'd go to the sombrero. Ethiopian food? What the hell is this? Oh my gosh, good thing you didn't go to McDonald's.
Yeah, I know.
You'd end up at Carl's Jr.